Good morning, YouTube. Hope everything's off to a fine start at your house this morning. Oh, just right. Have I got a special project for you today? Oh boy, coffee's good. Today, we're going to make some onion powder. Or we're going to start making some onion powder anyway. I got the dehydrator warming up outside. And, Kelby, you're going to have to go out. Come on. I know you're a superstar, but you need to go out. Come on. Go. No, don't look at me that way. Go. Go. Oh, no, you come on. Good girl. She didn't want to go outside. She thinks I'm going to make a mess in this here kitchen. Or I'm going to drop something, and she's not going to get to eat it while it's still fresh. Well, I got these three, found these, and then I found some more. So I found these three beautifully packaged yellow onions at the grocery store. Made in the USA. Well, now I'm going to go get 3 more of these here onions. I got these onions at Sam's Club for 1/3 of the price. And I got a big bag of them. These were bought at the local grocery store. They're not locally grown. If they were, I'd probably feel a little bit better about paying more for them. But they're not, so there we go. Now, I gotta go feed the chickens here in just a little bit. It's still early. And what I'm gonna do, let's try this in the dishwasher. I think it's sharp enough. Peel these onions. I'm gonna show you that making this stuff doesn't have to be time consuming. It doesn't have to be difficult. You know, it's just onions. And all we gotta do is peel them and wash them, and then we'll be in there. I don't cry when I peel onions. So if you do, I don't know, do whatever you gotta do. I've never had that problem. So I don't know what to tell you to do to keep them from burning your eyes. I'll give these scraps to the chickens. But I picked up several prepping items while I was at Sam's Club, and I was just gonna eat those onions that I had, those 3 onions I had. Then I was looking at the prices of the spices, and I'm like, you know, I can make that for half that cost. I can make a whole year's supply. And really, I don't use onion powder a lot. I don't go looking for it in my cabinet because I don't keep it. Because I use usually fresh onions in everything I cook. But sometimes it's nice just to have a little sprinkle of onion powder. So that's what I'm here to do today. And you see how juicy those are juicy onions. And probably if I went and read that bag, you might find out that these come from right here in Texas. I don't know that for a fact, but they grow a lot of onions in Texas. I remember when I would be so tickled if I still had them. But we drove one time to Noonday, Texas, to buy some Noonday onion starch for my dad. I guess about an hour and a half drive, something like that. I don't remember. I was a kid, and you know, when you're a kid, you might like working out in the garden. I liked working out in the garden with my grandma and grandpa because it gave me a chance to spend time with them. And that's probably the reason that I started gardening in the beginning myself, is because the thought of it brought me closer to my grandparents. My grandparents were, they were in their late 60s, early 70s, in the 1970s. I was born, my daddy was 40 when I was born. So that right there gives you an idea of, you know, the way I was raised. I was raised by the same generation that gave birth to the baby boomers. Oh, that's good. Good coffee. So I'm gonna show you this. A lot of people, I don't know. I had a blender that I had bought. It was like an oyster blender. I can't remember how much I gave for it, but I dropped it, and it was a glass blender. I dropped it and broke it, and I was like, oh man. I got on the phone and I called the company. I think they were located in Oklahoma, and I was like, can I get a replacement glass pitcher for my blender? And she said, yes sir, you sure can. She said, let me ask you what's wrong with your blender. And I told her, I said, I dropped it, broke it, getting it out of the sink. I have a cast iron sink. It's still an old cast iron sink. And as long as it's in good condition, I'm going to keep that cast iron sink. Well, anyway, the lady said, she said, have you ever had any problems with your machine? I said, no ma'am. She said, have you ever called us before? No ma'am. She said, well, I'll tell you what. She said, if you'll pay the shipping and handling, I'll give you a replacement for free. That's awesome. So she did. I paid her, I think it was $10, $12, maybe, or less, maybe $6 for the replacement to ship it. And I got it in and I used it for about 3 or 4 months. And I dropped that thing and broke it again. I put it up. I said, well, I'll find me one on eBay, or, I'm not, because I realized that buying one was going to cost half the price of a new one, of a whole new blender. Or, so somewhere up underneath that cabinet, I got an oyster blender with no pitcher to it. A couple years ago, I was at a friend of mine's house, and we were having a domino party, and that was whenever I was married to my wife a couple years ago, and the lady broke out one of these right here, and she made a pitcher of margaritas, and there was 8 of us there, and she made that pitcher of margaritas, frozen margaritas, in like a minute or 2, and I was impressed. I was impressed. And she poured up those margaritas and made another pitcher in the time that normally you would be still making another the first batch of margaritas. And I was like, I gotta have one of those. And I went to the store, and I seen one. I was like, good gosh, look at the price on it. I am not giving that much money for it. It was nearly $200. There ain't no way. Got out of that store. I don't know, 2 or 3 months later, down the line, back up in the store, and we had a need for a blender a few weeks before. And there I was in the aisle. My wife was down there looking at something. I'm sitting there steadily looking at that blender. I said, I need a blender to make fruit roll-ups and stuff like that. And I was going to make some jalapeno dirt. I like jalapeno dirt. I use it all the time. I will I'll make 30 pounds. I'll take 30 pounds of jalapenos and make jalapeno dirt. Yes, I will. I'll show you how to do it one day. So I was looking at it, and now it was on sale. It was about $140, and it had smoothie cups and all this different stuff. I was like, well, I ain't gonna get one no cheaper. I said, it's plastic. If I drop it, it'll bounce. And I looked it over. It looks really good. It's got 3 blades on it. 3 blades on it. I'm like, man, that would be awesome. So I bought it, and I've been happy with it ever since. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna show you just how easily it is. Oh, wait a minute, no, I ain't doing it wrong. Oh, just pay attention. Pay attention to what I'm doing, and you'll figure it out. By the time I'm done with this video, you'll have it figured out. All kinds of strong onions. You might see me cry. Whew. But yeah, I mean, when I first got it, I would make me smoothies. I'd make the girls smoothies, and it was just absolutely margaritas, strawberry daiquiris, any kind of daiquiris, protein shakes. This thing has no problem with it. I will leave a link down below. I'll leave a link in all of my videos to things that I use. Now, we're going to put this little bit of water in there. Let's bring our bottom over here. Oh, man, it's heavy duty. So, lock that into place. It will not come on unless it's got the top on. Pull that top down and lock it in place. Turn it on. And then we're going to use the smooth. You got to keep it wet. You're going to dehydrate it. You're going to pull all that water out of there anyway. Let's see what we have. We've got a beautiful pureed onion. But I'm looking for something just a little bit more liquidy. Woo! Okay, now I'm going to go to my extract. Go to my extract setting. Oh, it won't do that. Okay. It's got to have the other attachment on it. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. I didn't realize, oh boy, we're going to have a lot of onion powder. I would normally use a tea pitcher, but I don't want to. Onions will literally transfer their taste. Now, the blender, I will have to clean it with probably some Purex to get the onion smell out of it. But that kind of comes with the territory. So let's reload this. Ooh, there's a bad spot. Okay. Let's not use that. Let's get some more water. Since we did the other half and only and needed a hole. What is this? Oh, okay. About 800. Yeah, about 800 milliliters, whatever a milliliter is. I guess that's 800, 1600 milliliters. I don't know. Okay, that's locked in place. Let's just go ahead and run that again. Okay. Oh, hell, it came out. I guess she listened to me. I told her not to. She's a good dog. Okay, so let's put this back over here. Try to place it with everything. I'll unplug it because we're done with that. Just going to leave this in here. All right, now. Give my cabinets a quick wipe down. I'm going to do the majority of this outside. My dehydrator is outside on the desk, and it is heating up, should be at the temperature now, to 125 degrees. And I'm going to let it go on 125 degrees for 3 days. It is a Excalibur Economy Edition, and it is very nice. I bought it 7 years ago, and I have used it and used it and used it and used it until no ends. And I've never had not one bit of problem out of it. Now, I want to say this. I was trying to save money when I bought it, and it had, Amazon has different quality items. And it's like, I want an Excalibur, but I don't want to pay the price they're paying. They had one on there that had been returned and had been remanufactured. And I was real skeptical about that. And I called and I asked somebody, whoever it was, answered the phone. I asked them. They said, "Sir, that remanufactured comes with a satisfaction guarantee for a certain period of time." And I said, "Okay." So I reached over, clicked buy, bought it, and when it came in, I started using it. And I'm telling you, I used it. I dehydrated everything. I have come in from the garden with buckets and buckets of green beans. And I'm talking about 5-gallon buckets, not little buckets. And wash those green, have them washed and everything cleaned up, picked through, have the stems pulled off of them, and take and lay them on trays in the Excalibur, and just turn it on. Walk away from it, come back the next day, and it is done. Did you see what I just did? Okay. Fold your edges about 1.5 inches. Okay, all the way around. Just fold it all the way around. I don't have fruit roll-up trays because I learned this right here. After I learned this, there's no need for a fruit roll-up tray. This is parchment paper. Straight up parchment paper. That's all the world it is. It's a little hard to get it to stick sometimes. But it will stick, and it will stay long enough, because the first place it dries is on the edges. The first place your liquid dries is on the edges. And plus, once you get these trays stacked in there, they're not going anywhere. Your food's not going anywhere. It's a 8 tray. I didn't realize I had 8 trays. I thought I counted 6. 8, okay. So that, make sure, I counted last night, I was tired. 3, 4. Well, shoot, I need 4 more. There's 5, okay. 6, 7, I need 3 more. No big deal. It'll take just a minute. It just tickled my wife to death to find parchment paper in my cabinet. She didn't know what I was doing. She had no idea. She's like, you bake that many times? Like, yeah, she started using my parchment paper. I told her she was heading to the grocery store. She said, you better pick up some parchment paper because garden season. Well, you got a box in there? I said, yeah, I got a box in there. I said, you better get another. And, you know, about a month later, she was glad she had it. It's always good to have extra. Like that right there, I opened that box, and I need to put it on my list. I need to put it on my list because I opened my last box not too long ago. And to keep from running out and being completely out and having to go over here to the expensive grocery store, you put it on your list, you go to Sam's Club, you buy it. Real simple. You just put fruit roll ups on these. I'll show you how. Stay with me. I was unafraid. I thought I was only going to have to make one of these. As good as I am at math, I'm terrible at counting. And remember stuff. I feel like Joe Biden. Now, I used to use staples, but my stapler come up missing. It used to live right there. A lot of things come up missing when my wife moved in here. Yeah, see, I quit loaning stuff out years ago. One of my best friends was having a birthday party. I had some volleyball poles. They were, how would you say it? They were portable, but they were heavy. I used some old car tires, and I took some, I think they were 12-foot tall posts, metal posts, and I took and filled those tires up with cement. I think it's 2-3 bags of cement, and then put those metal poles in there and plumbed them to where, you know, you can roll the poles out of the way to mow and this and that and this. And once you strung them the volleyball net up on it and you stretched it, you wasn't gonna knock them down. You wasn't gonna knock them down. And sometimes I would carry them places like to the beach or to I was a pretty fun guy when I was a kid, a young man anyway. And I carry them to the creek. We play beach volleyball down at the creek. We might play, you know, we play volleyball anywhere. And but mostly they live down here on the low end of the property down where my raised bed garden is. And a friend of mine was having a birthday party. Oh Chris, can I borrow? I worked with this guy. Can I borrow your volleyball poles and net and volleyball for my birthday party? Sure, man, no problem. So that evening, it was like Thursday evening, he come and got it. I'm talking about an awesome net setup. I mean, it was professional. He come and got it. And I won't say that net cost me about $65 or $85 in the early 1990s. The early 1990s. So there ain't no telling how much it would cost today. So he come and got the stuff. He carried it to his house and set it up. He did. I didn't carry it over. He come and got it. So, you know, I went on about taking care of my kids and doing this, that, this. And his birthday party was on Saturday, so he had his birthday party. I went by there for a little while, and they were all playing volleyball and enjoying everything. And I didn't feel right about it. Something just didn't click with me that evening about being there, so I left. And the next week, at work, I kept waiting on him to say something about the volleyball poles or something. And he did say thanks for letting him use them. And about 2 or 3 weeks rolled around, and I'm like, hey man, I said, you gonna bring my volleyball poles back? Well, man, why don't you come over and get them? I said, no, it don't work that way. You come out of my yard, took my setup and took it to your house. I said, I would like it if you brought them back and set them up right where they was at, because the dead grass is right there where they go, and restring it and put my volleyball back in the building. I said, you got help to come get it, because you had to have help. It took 3 people to load. I said, you got the help to come get them. You need to bring them back. I never ever got to see my volleyball poles in net again. Never did see them again. Never. And I've known this guy for 20 years. I had known this guy for 20 years and had been really good friends with this guy for about 5 or 6 years, and had worked with him for 3 or 4 years. And I worked with him continuously for the next 12 years. I've never seen those volleyball poles again. Needless to say, I never went to this guy's house ever again. I've never been friendly with him since then either. I mean, guys, whenever you borrow something from somebody, take it back. Take it back in as good condition as what it was in when you borrowed it, or better. And if you can't take it back like that, go buy them a new one. That's what that being said. I'm sorry. How did I get off on? Oh, I don't loan anything out. That's it. But my wife, she would, and I had to get on her. I got on to her one time, and it was exactly about that right there. Loaning stuff out. Don't loan my stuff out, because you'll never see it again. It don't matter if it's a ladder or what. If somebody needs it, I'll load it in my truck. We'll go over and use it, and whenever I get ready to come home, it's coming with me. So we got those made, and we have approximately 78 ounces of this onion puree made. That's a lot. I'm not going to measure anything. I'm going to use this. That's approximately 2 cups. Okay, notice. This makes an envelope. Put it in there on top of that tray. And you've got the little plastic dehydrated trays. Non-stick. Put it in there. Kind of even it out. I'll walk that out to the dehydrator and put it in there. They just slide right in. Forgive me, that was somebody claiming to be from Google, and they just irked me, calling me spam. If you own your own business, you know what I'm talking about. Probably if you don't own your own business, you know what I'm talking about. So let's take these. Let's stack these up just like this. I don't know how many of these we're going to use. Probably about 4. Let's get us another piece of parchment paper. Okay, touch it up underneath there. Smooth it out. The thinner you put it on there, the quicker it will dry. Now, I'm going to let this run for 2 days. At least 2 days. I'm not even going to check it the first day. Not even going to check it. I might walk out there and see if the dehydrator's on, but that's going to be it. That's going to be it. I did check the wind this morning, and the wind is blowing right over to Justin's house. So, Justin, I'm setting you up, man. This is going to smell bad over at your house today. It's going to smell like a decomposing corpse. I wouldn't do it yesterday or the day before yesterday was Halloween, and I was going to do this on Halloween. I got to think about it. I said, no. I said, I don't want to run my trick-or-treaters off. Now, that tape is just there to hold things together until we can get it in the dehydrator. If that tape comes off there during the process, it's okay. I don't use dehydrated onions. I do have some dehydrated onions up in storage, but I don't use them. If I'm cooking with onions, I cook with fresh onions. Stuff in storage is up in Mylar bags. Slice them, dice them. Did the whole schmear, slicing the onions and getting them all ready. And dehydrating them on trays and all that good stuff. I don't do that very regularly. One thing, it stinks. But for another thing, I don't use dehydrated onions. The only reason I need dehydrated onions is in a SHTF situation and I want onions to cook with. There will be onions to cook with, and there should be 2 years worth put up somewhere. So that being said, that's all there is. That's all we need to know about that. But onion powder does come in handy. See, these trays are very stackable if you see, but I don't want to stack them up. I'm carrying them all out to the dehydrator one at a time. Because it does make a putrid smell. Do this outside if you possibly can. And then afterwards, after this is all said and done, we're going to need to clean these trays, these dehydrated trays, in bleach, Purex bleach water, and get that smell and any taste out of them. But these are quality trays, and they do not hold the flavor. But you do have to get the residue off of them. And that's the reason I use bleach water, and it gets rid of any germs, anything like that. It gets rid of them. looks like I put too much in there. I thought that I had enough room. One little piece of onion that I did not get pureed. Now you want to put this in the dehydrator and leave it until it becomes not a leather type substance, but a potato chip. You're looking for a dried, the same consistency of a dried Pringles potato chip. Is what you're looking for. All right, well, I'm gonna put this in the dehydrator, and then I mean, you don't need to see that. You got the whole idea right here. You know how to do it. But this is the right way to do it, because once you pull it out of here, I'll bring it out. I'll bring you back in a couple days whenever this gets ready. I'll bring you back, and I'll show you how I process it and how I store it. Okay, guys? Okay. Well, all that being said, you remember to be prepared. I'm back. Hey, I'm back. I'm even wearing different clothes. This is the end of day one. Yesterday I put these on outside to just start drying. Okay, now I want to show you what I do in the meantime. Okay, now I'm going to open this up and peel this out of here and see what we got. We got a piece of parchment paper with a whole bunch of onion powder stuck to it. Not quite onion powder yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to start breaking this onion loose from the parchment paper. And as you notice, my parchment paper is going to tear and it's going to break. Don't worry, that's normal. That is perfectly normal. Oh, this smells so good. Thank you, Jesus, for this wonderful bounty. We're going to break this loose from there. Now you said it takes 3 days. Sometimes it does, depending on the humidity. The humidity was 100% yesterday, so I was expecting it to take a long time. Okay, but we're already to this point. But we ain't there yet. Remember that. Okay, see these parts here? Okay, I'm gonna show you 2 different ones. Okay, this is one that's completely dried. This is one that ain't quite ready yet. It's still sticky. See? The difference in the thickness is it'll dry quicker. Okay? Now, imagine, I can't remember how many, did we have 7? 7 trays? Can't remember. That was yesterday. Now this is all the rest of the trays combined. So you got pieces here. These pieces are pretty much ready. But then you got pieces that are just a little bit on the gummy side. So I can incorporate them all, start breaking them up. Okay. There's one right there. See, it's more like a thick piece of leather. Okay, well, we gotta let that dry. So what we're gonna do, after that gets broke loose, see, you can just take and kind of be careful and fold your paper into a funnel for it to come off there. All right, now let's get I'm not taping this one. Ain't gotta worry about it. All right, we want it close to the center. We want the food as close to the center as we can. That way we get the full push of the fan over the top of our onions.
All these other trays, I'm getting rid of them. I don't need them. So I'm gonna put them over here, and they will all go in the dishwasher. I've got one tray, one piece of parchment paper back in there. Now, if you'll notice that I took and did all that over the top of this. This works just like a catch tray. It will catch it. I really enjoy my Excalibur. I just told you the story about my Excalibur. No, I'm not rich. I'm far from it. When I bought it, I had a little extra money. And I was also knew what I was going to be using it for. And I knew for a fact that the little round dehydrator was not going to work for me because my mama bought me one. I still have it somewhere, but I haven't used it since I bought this. It only has 6 trays on it. You can stack trays on it, but I don't think you can stack enough trays on it to ever hold as much as this Excalibur. I don't know how much jerky I could actually put on the Excalibur because I've never made that much jerky. I have made jerky, pardon me, jerky shrinks. All dehydrated vegetables and meats shrink. I have had jerky stretched all the way across here, and it shrink up within a day's time enough that it wouldn't cover half of this tray. So you can just imagine, okay, you can almost stack that jerky on top of itself. You can put it so tight on there and dry so much that, I mean, it truly is worth the extra money. Now, whenever I first even started when I even first started thinking of buying an Excalibur, I was already like, how can I get a bigger dehydrator? I need a bigger dehydrator. I don't have enough time to prep and get ready. I need something bigger and better than what I've got to dehydrate food and put it up. And I looked into taking and building me a dehydrator out of an old upright deep freeze. Whoo! Man, that thing would really put out some top quality dehydrating stuff, dehydrated foods. And I thought to myself, okay, well, you know, what all you gonna have to do? Well, you're gonna have to have vents. You're gonna have to have fresh air. You're gonna have to have you're gonna have to have fans. You're gonna have to have heat. And I'm thinking to myself, well, you can do that. You can do that on the cheap. You can probably do that with stuff that you've got laying around the house. And I said, all you need is a few things and a thermostat control. And I said, man, be my luck, you get a big batch of stuff going and it would quit, or something would catch fire, burn the house down, do this, do that. And then I got to think about it. I said, the expense of it, you're going to have trays, you're going to have all this stuff. I said, you're going to have $1,000 in that thing before it's built and before you make your first run with it. The $175 I spent on this thing, I get paid for itself in the first month. I don't use it as much as I used to, but it still gets its, yeah, I still use it. In fact, about a month after my wife moved in here, she's like, "What is that?" It was sitting right over there against the wall. It had a place in my kitchen. And anytime, every week, I try to bring home a prep item. Either something to can, something to dehydrate, whatever I can catch on sale. Whatever I can catch on sale. And stuff out of the garden, you know, and it was wintertime. It was wintertime. You don't do it, I mean, you don't do a lot of gardening during the wintertime and do dehydrating. So it was just sitting there. She's like, "I want this moved. I want this moved out of the way." Well, the next thing I know, my dehydrator was in a garbage bag out in the garage, up on the shelf. It'd take me longer to pull it out than it did to and clean it up as it ever did for me to just take it and, you know, just take it, slide the trays out of it, build me a batch of whatever I'm gonna dehydrate and put it in there and let it rip. I guess what I'm saying is don't ever get with someone unless they're 100% compatible with your lifestyle. 100%, not 50%, and not, "Oh, she'll learn." No. If she don't come over to your house and say, "Oh my God, you've got an Excalibur dehydrator. What I can do with that?" If she ain't down for it. If she don't walk in and see your canner and say, "Ooh, I love that canner," she ain't down for it. If she don't drive up in the yard and you're out working in the garden and she jumps out and starts pulling weeds, she ain't down for it, brother. So, guys, careful who you get with. I'm going to take this back out. It don't smell as bad anymore. In fact, I could probably leave it in the house. I'm not going to. It smells too much like food. It smells too good. Oh, man, my diet's killing me. Diet's killing me. Anyway. I'm going to take this back out and plug it back in. I'm going to leave it on 125 degrees and let it go. Now, listen, ladies, I'm sorry. I hope you don't think wrong of me, but you know I'm right. You know I'm right. And ladies, it goes the same way with men. If he pulls up and walks up there to your house and he walks up to your garden, he says, and he don't say something like, "Oh, I like your little garden. How would you feel about having a big garden?" Stay away from him. Because he ain't going to do nothing to hold you back. You don't want anybody to hold you back. It's been 2.5 days. So let's get this out of here and finish it up so we can save some money on the electric bill. It was ready this morning whenever I went out of the house, but I wanted to make sure I couldn't drop what I was doing to take care of this, and I wanted to make sure that the humidity didn't mess it up. So I brought it inside and I set it on the cabinet here and let it run while I was gone. So it's been about 52 hours since we started this, and you can see that it just crumbles up. And I just wonder, oh man, it just melts in your mouth. So, with that being said, let's finish it. All right, let's make some powder. Let's put our blade in. Let's just take and roll up our paper. Make a funnel on one end. You don't watch yourself, you will make a mess. Lock the lid down. Got to put our air over here. Lock it down there. Turn it on. That's it. Now, as an anti-caking agent, something to keep it from getting any moisture in, put you about a quarter cup of rice on top of it. That'll suck any moisture out of it. It'll keep it from caking up. And you'll be pleased with your results. Now, There you go. Onion powder. Flavorful onion powder. And just like that, you've got, I would say that would probably last a year. Let's put it in the cabinet. Cheap and easy. Cheap and easy. Probably buy it cheaper in the store, but it's not nearly as good. Well, guys, I'm glad you've decided to stay with me this far and see the finished product. And I just want to thank you for any and all your subscriptions, your comments. I really enjoy it. It's a long, slow process of building a channel, but I hope that you guys get tired of me talking about my wife or anything like that. But I would certainly be a lot happier person if I had one. But the expense of it, I just don't know if I can do that. I need one that can take care of herself, and me too. And me too. Guys, I hope I helped you save some money today. Stay tuned, and we will do we got a canning project we're going to do this coming weekend. And but that's all I'm gonna let it slip that much, and that's it. Otherwise, I just got a little bit of cleanup to do on my dehydrator, and I don't know if I need to clean out my spot over there and put it back, or put it out in the garage or not. I just don't know. I'll figure that part out later. Guys, I want you to just always consider this. Remember that always, no matter what,